It's Showtime Synergy. The latest review podcast from the Geekcast Radio Network is here. So join TFG1 Mike, Nicole Hailstorm, and myself, Lady Rec, as we will be reviewing all 65 episodes of Joe and the Holograms in a 25-episode-long podcast. You can find Showtime Synergy on iTunes and GeekCastRadio.com. We are the truly outrageous podcast that you want to be listening to.
Dr. Wiley says we will not take over the world unless we are listening to Pixels in the Animation.
Super fighting robot, Mega Man. Super fighting robot, Mega Man. Super fighting robot, Mega Man. Fighting robot, Mega Man. Super fighting robot, Mega Man. Super fighting robot, Mega Man. Fighting to save the world.
Hello and welcome to Pixels in the Animation. This is episode 51. I am one of your hosts, TFG and Mike. Joining me is TV's Mr. Neil.
I am here.
And Steve Megatron.
He's been waiting.
Yeah. We're back covering more Mega Man this time around. Last time in episode 50 we talked about Wreck-It Ralph. We are here to talk about 3 more episodes of Mega Man Season 1. Oh boy. Season 1 it's good, but it's really starting to pull on a lot of other things. These final 4 episodes are just crazy, and actually the 13th episode we'll actually talk about next week in episode 52. Yeah, so I guess let's get right to it, because as we all know, what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age! You can tell how optimistic Neil is going to be about this, folks. We'll be back in a moment.
Miss Pendergast, turn the heat up. I'm freezing in here. And get me the report on our super freeze research.
Yes, Mr. Zero.
Why did I have to get into the freezing business?
Is this the Zero Chemical and Refrigeration Company?
Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?
I understand people have been catching colds around here. Mind if I take your temperature?
Not at all.
Oh my, you're burning with fever. It's a good thing I know how to lower your temperature.
To absolute zero. Airman, get the gate. Don't order me around. I'll get the gate because I want to. Let's go. Halt.
What are you doing here?
We just came by to get out of the storm.
There's no storm.
There is now.
Thank you, Miss Pendergast. Huh? You're not supposed to be in here. Guards!
I'm afraid he's caught a chill and won't be able to help you.
What do you want with me?
We just want your new super freeze technology.
But that's impossible.
think you'll give us what we want, Mr. Zero? Unless you prefer we turn you into a bucket of ice cubes.
So as I said, folks, episode 10 of Mega Man Season 1 is called The Ice Age. It was written by Jeffrey Scott. It aired November 13th, 1994. Dr. Wiley steals a super freeze technology from Zero Refrigeration Company to create a giant glacier and freeze cities, drive out their leaders, and replace them with his robots. And that's in his words. Iceman, however, decides he is being replaced by Airman and double-crosses the evil scientist. Dun dun dun. Oh man, this one is just... I remember the B story of this episode. Hey kids, Mega Man is here to set you on the straight and narrow. Yeah, right.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and Neil has said this many times before in the past 49, 50 episodes of Pixels in the Animation. No social commentary in cartoons, people.
See, I had actually completely forgotten about the bee story because I just didn't care about those kids at all.
There's a story.
No.
Why is it... And this might just be an animation error, I don't know. Color error, whatever. Why is it in this world that the green lights are on top and the red lights are on bottom?
I don't know. Might be a regional thing. Might be. I don't know. The animation's done in Japan, so maybe that's how their lights are. You know.
Upside down, left over.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Why is Mega Man even bringing those kids along? He should have just left them at the school and come back for them later.
Maybe it's a ride-along program.
Internship.
And then he leaves them with Roll. Big mistake, because then she leaves them with Rush. Those kids ain't gonna listen to that dog. Not that anyone can understand what the hell Rush is saying, but still. And then poor Rush, he has gone all to pieces. Oh boy. I do like the action in this one, even though the plot does suck in this episode. As Steve said, what plot? I do love Iceman and Airman fighting each other. That was awesome. And then the classic overdone switcheroo type of plan. That's just...
Why do we have an ice climber in this episode?
I don't know.
I don't like Airman only because he has just a giant fan in his chest and he just looks dumb. He looks like one of those rejected Mega Man X characters that they didn't want to put in the game, so they put him in the show.
Yeah.
I
whereas,
hate it. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, whereas the ice climber at least looked like he fit with the show.
Yeah. I hated the design of Airman in this episode. It's like, what the hell happened? Because he does look a lot better in the game. It's just, I don't know. I would say that his design blows.
Yeah.
Right in his torso.
Yeah, he's blowing chunks all over himself. I don't remember Iceman. Like, is all as he is a guy in an Eskimo coat? Really? Seriously?
Pretty much.
See, this is why they should have, with the second season, and I know Steve will like this, they should have just made it all Mega Man X story. And because Mega Man X actually, like, Chill Penguin and Storm Eagle and Spark Mandrill and all those guys are so much better villain bots than these guys are.
Well, some of them.
Well, yeah.
But there is an actual story behind them.
Yes.
True. Yeah, it's very true. Steve, what did you think of this one?
I did like the ice bots.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminded me of like an almost Terminator type robot.
Mm-hmm.
Because then he's layering them with ice skin.
Yep.
And you could I'm going to make two bad puns. One, the classic Arnold ice joke.
Mm-hmm.
I put some ice on it. And it's also almost like I said, the Terminator. So you could say that they're Iceman's ice babies.
Oh my god!
Done with the puns, but overall, I didn't think it was too bad. As just as long as you forget that there's no story, then it's all right. But again, whenever they throw, and they always throw three, it's always in the form of three. Whenever they have three children show up, it's going to be a disaster. If there's one, you're pretty much okay. Because, I mean, if you look at the past experience with shows, you look at Transformers Generation 1, you had one kid. It was fine. You had Transformers Animated, one kid. It was fine. You get, the entire Unicron trilogy. You have 3+. It's bad. So, again, 3 kids here, it's bad.
I don't want to sit here and besmirch Generation 1's good name, but overall, in the timeline, it did have multiple kids in it.
There was the episode Bot that had 3 kids in it.
No, that's just one thing, but yeah. Neil, thoughts on Ice Age?
It's just kind of a random evil plot of the week where Wiley gets some insane idea based on something he read in the newspaper, I guess. I'm assuming that's how he found out about the super ice technology that he planned to steal. I like the animation in the episode, and I like the generic robot designs. They oddly enough, the generic robot designs in this cartoon actually kind of look like they're from the Mega Man universe. Especially the cop robots. Anytime you have like police officer robots, they kind of look like actual Mega Man characters. Like Mega Man 9 actually had a character named Fake Man, which was a fake robot cop, and he bears a passing resemblance to the cops you see in this episode. Otherwise, just kind of a generic episode.
Yeah, it kind of is. I don't know. I was kind of hoping that, and we'll talk about this as we go along here, but I was kind of hoping that Dr. Wiley would just have a little bit more of an in-depth plan than just, oh, hey, I want to take over the world. It's like...
It almost sounds as bad as you chain them to the wall.
You leave Cheech Marin alone, damn it. If this is torture, chain me to the wall.
At least that would be ironically suiting for the episode.
True. So we're going to move on to Cold Steel.
Hey everybody, Mega Man's over that way! Get Mega Man! Destroy Mega Man! We'll get these humans to a safe distance, then Mega Man can do his thing. Mega Man!
Okay, let's boogie! Cold Steel. So they're under Dr. Wiley's command too. I was sure they were robots.
Need any help, Mega Man?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, Robo Boys.
Let's wreck and roll.
I knew it.
I'm gonna get a real charge out of blowing you away, mega jerk.
Look out!
Up next is Cold Steel. Dr. Wiley's robots disguise themselves like a rock band to unleash a mind-controlling device filled with music. Only Mega Man, Roll, and a young deaf girl remain unaffected. Oh boy, what to say about this one? Let's see.
This is the most G.I. Joe-tastic episode of the entire series, I think. I mean, first of all, you have the band, Cold Steel, Cold Slither.
Yeah.
It almost reminds me of a season 2 episode, or not season 2, a Deke. Or yeah,
kind of. But there was also like, wasn't there a hypnotism episode of G.I. Joe where they put subliminal messages in a TV broadcast or something like that? It's
potentially, yeah.
Yeah, I think there was.
It was in the Deke series. Because they had Metalhead.
Oh no! Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll just ignore the Deke series.
Hey, I like it somewhat.
And the sad thing is, this episode aired November 20th, 1994, almost a whole year before Ivan Ooze would release his mind-controlling ooze on the Power Rangers and the City of Angel Grove. Oh. As soon as I saw this, I'm like, oh my god. Because Dr. Wiley is trying to send them to whatever island it is, and he's having them do manual labor. That's the exact same thing the villain in the Power Rangers movie did. It's like, really? Seriously? Sparkman looks pretty cool. So does Gemini Man. Who is the other one? Metal Man?
The guy with the rotor.
Yeah.
God, what was his name? It was.
That's not Metal Man. That's
I should know this, but I'm blanking on his name.
Help us out, folks. Comment on the episode and let us know if you know what Helicopter Man's name is.
Helicopter Man.
Okay, and if the little girl Mary can read lips, then what's the point of Roll talking while hugging her when Mary can't even see Roll's face?
I know. I was gonna say it should be a drinking game of all the times that someone's talking to her where she's not even looking at them.
Mm-hmm. And as much as I love Eddie, what the hell, Eddie? Come on now, a baby bottle. Talk about second childhoods. I mean, seriously, come on. Mind control is so lame. In this, when Dr. Wiley is trying to use it, mind control is very, very lame. Steve, thoughts?
Anytime music shows up in an animated series like this as like a gimmick of the week, I hate it. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts around it. I do like the Mega Man flight kind of thing, but he just looks like a damn bee with a stinger. So,
oh wait until next week when we're in episode 52, because he's gonna have some sea gear.
Oh, God.
It says it even says in the trivia for the episode that the episode's plot is very similar to the Cold Slither.
Oh, jeez.
Rip off anyone?
Yeah.
Oh Lord. All right, Neil, what about you? What'd you think of this one?
Kind of silly. Not offensive or anything. Just kind of. Yeah, just silly. Especially the deaf girl. I mean, come on. As soon as. Again, this is another one of these plots where I just know what's coming, because as soon as you have a deaf character in the show, you know that the gimmick is going to be sound in some way. Like, there's going to be something in a sound that's going to affect people, and she's going to be the only immune person in the entire show. I mean, that's just how 80s and 90s cartoon writers think.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask you guys this. If Rush was affected by this stuff, why wasn't Mega Man in Roll? Because Rush spazzed out when he first.
Because he's got dog super hearing.
Yeah.
That'll be their excuse.
It's probably true.
Gyro Man. That's who that guy was.
Ah, Gyro Man.
And Spark Man.
And Gemini Man. Interesting. What game were they? Well, I think Gemini Man's from 4, right?
I stopped.
Gyro is from Mega Man 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And 2. And then
he was in. Oh.
And Gemini Man is in 3.
3, that's what it is.
And
okay.
Spark Man is in 3.
3.
Yeah, it's kind of a blur after 3.
All right, folks, we're going to move on to the last episode of the day because we're all going to get future shocked.
And now, my fellow scientists, prepare your minds for the improbable. I give you the Transtemporal Interspatial Modular Egg, otherwise known as TIME, as in time machine.
Come now, Dr. Light. Everyone knows time travel is pure fantasy.
Perhaps a demonstration will convince my esteemed colleagues. Do I have a volunteer?
Yes, I'd be delighted to test drive your time transporter. For he who controls time controls the future.
Dr. Wiley, but how?
I'm a real cut-up, don't you think, guys? Now stand aside. I'm taking that little gizmo of yours.
You're not taking anything, Metal Man, because my blaster is faster.
Your blasting days are over, Mega Twerp.
Sorry I can't stay and fight, but I gotta buzz off.
Hold still. You're not going anywhere.
Leave him to me, Gutsman. I'll cut him down to size.
This hot shot is giving you a hot foot, Gutsy baby.
Nice move, Mega Man, but the buzz around town is I'm number one. Looks like the Blue Wonder is down for the count.
Get up, Mega! Get up!
You never stood a chance against a sharpshooter like me.
I'm not licked yet.
Now to bring down the rest of the house. On you, Mega Man!
Finally, up today, we have episode 12, season 1 of Mega Man Future Shock, written by Michael Marr. Air date was November 27th, 1994. Mega Man is accidentally booted into the future by Dr. Light's new time machine, where he discovers that because he wasn't in the past to stop Dr. Wiley, the evil scientist has taken over the planet. Mega Man must find his way back to his own time so that he can reverse the horrible future. And this is like, they're just swirling the bottom of the barrel at this point.
It sounds like a bad Batman comic where they killed Batman and then they brought him back. Oh, wait, they did.
Yeah. I know Steve isn't going to care about this because he doesn't care about the show I'm going to reference, but this is exactly what they, similar to what they did, almost 20 years later or so in Phineas and Ferb, where they had to, two different characters created two different futures, or if you really want to look at it, I mean, technically this is their version of Back to the Future, but this is horrible. Because they do say he goes 30 years in the future. And if he went 30 years in the future, don't you think Roll would have looked a little bit older, even though she is a robot? Dr. Light at least should have looked older than what he did. He sounded older in the future, but he still looked the same.
I would have thought that both Dr. Light and Dr. Wiley would have been dead by this point. Because they look like they're in their 50s in the normal timeline. Mm-hmm. They would have to be up in their 80s at this point.
80s, yeah.
And Dr. Light's climbing down a rock cliff at one point, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah, no, there's no way. I mean, if Bruce Wayne at 80 years old can't do that crap, there's no way Dr. Light can.
Especially, sitting around in a jail cell for 30 years.
Yeah.
Rotten in his bones.
Well, what I really love, I'm sorry, what I really love about this episode is that it kind of has a dark implication if you fast forward to a later episode in the series, which is that at the end of the episode, Mega Man comes back to the present. He's like, the future was terrible because I left, but now that I'm back, everything's going to be A-okay. And then I'm like, wait a minute. In another episode in season 2, we have the Mega Man X characters coming through. So while he saved the future from Dr. Wiley, he seems to have inadvertently caused the cataclysm to happen, in which the completely different set of villains take over, and a much more powerful version of Mega Man has to take his place. So it's like the future gets screwed up anyway.
Yeah, Mega Man just can't catch a break.
No.
Steve, thoughts?
It's the classic idea of time travel. Yeah, there's no way in hell those guys would have been alive. They were already in their like late 50s and 60s at that point, and with the way that they go at each other, there's no way in hell either one of them would have been alive. Especially Light, he would have died of, his diabetes, and then Wiley would have died because one of his robots would have sat on him.
Probably Gutsman. Oh my god. Oh man.
Or he would have invented the robot apocalypse.
That's true.
See, what they could have done was they could have like had the Guts Dozer show up, because that in the games that's how they upgraded Gutsman. I believe in Mega Man 2. And then I was kind of disappointed with their version of the future, because it was like there was no real discernible change except for the fact that there were moving sidewalks
and flying cars.
Yeah, there were already kind of flying vehicles in the normal Mega Man timeline.
Were there? Huh.
Well,
I always thought it was just like the military and Dr. Light and Dr. Wiley that had the flying stuff in the main timeline, but
I suppose.
Hey, at least they didn't have a fake ass looking shark in this future. Yes, that shark still looks fake. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break, come back with final ratings on these episodes today, and close out the show after this.
Mega! Right back! Messages!
Hello, geeks. Want a podcast that covers a vast array of topics with no rhyme or reason? Then check out Altered Geek Unlimited, where the topics fly more or less off the cuff. We cover media news, TV, our favorite geek products, and of course, your feedback. So get altered, get geeky with the Altered Geeks every Friday on the Geekcast Radio Network.
I'm Colin Baker.
My name's Fraser Hines.
Hi, I'm Daphne Ashbrook.
This is Andrew Cartmel. Hi, this is Colin Spall.
Hello, I'm Simon Fisher-Becker.
This is Ian McNeice.
Hi, this is Travis Ritchie.
You listen to this Mark 42's.
Listen to Mark 42's Universe.
If you're into Doctor Who, listen to Mark 42's Universe. We always have the latest Doctor Who news, reviews, and interviews. We are available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Geekcast Radio Network, and our home base, Mark42.net.
Mark Who 42, the meaning of life.
All right, we are back here on Pixels in the Animation. And Steve, what are you going to give 0 to 5 stars on Ice Age, sir?
0 to 5. I'm gonna give it a 3 because the next one I'm gonna rate worse.
Okay. Neil?
I'll probably give it a 2.
I'm gonna give it a 2.5. It just was too predictable. It really, really was. All right, for Cold Steel, Steve.
1. Because I can't stand that trope.
Neil?
I'll give it a 1 as well, just for being a music episode. Music in Saturday morning cartoons never works out well.
That's pretty much why I gave it what I did.
I'm going to give it a 2, only because I love Eddie. We need more Eddie in this series. Eddie is amazing. And what about Future Shock, Steve?
I give it a 3. It's not. There's too many like inconsistencies with the fact. All right, we're jumping 30 years, but it's not realistic with the 30 years.
Right. What about you, Neil?
I'll give it a 3.
I'm going to give it a 3.5. I really, really enjoyed it for the most part. It was a fun little look. I mean, I do agree with Neil that we should have had, a much different looking future than what we got. I mean, the bots should have looked a little bit different. They should have all been upgraded or something like that.
And Mega Man should have grabbed the sports almanac and made bets on Tecmo Bowl.
Oh, man, I can't believe you got a Tecmo Bowl reference into this podcast. Oh, God.
Winning.
Oh, boy. All right. Neil, what do you got going on?
It's hard to say because depending on when this is released, and I don't know, because I kind of took a sabbatical for a little bit, and I'm back to work at the moment, but I'm not sure when I'm going to be releasing anything, so it's kind of up in the air at the moment.
All right. What about you, Steve? What do you got going on?
Working on websites.
You sound so overjoyed.
Yeah, when they get hacked constantly, I'm not really thrilled to touch them again.
Yeah, that is a...
And I'm purging the archives, but...
Well...
Some. Depending.
Yeah. Depending. As far as I have got a whole bunch of stuff going on. I'm trying to prep for the Pullbags Marvelous March, which will be going on this month. I am just doing a whole bunch of stuff over at geekcastradio.com. Go on over, check it out. There's a ton of stuff over there. Thank you for joining us here on Pixels in the Animation. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. Email us, feedback@geekcastradio.com. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes, please do this. Follow us on Twitter. Geekcast Radio is the network Twitter. Mine is TFG1Mike. Neil, what is your Twitter?
Neil Sama.
And Steve?
SCP-21.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/GeekcastRadioNetwork. You can also check out Neil's Classic Gaming, Decian Comic over there. Is that right?
That is correct.
Still, all right. And Animation Aficionados. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed the latest episode of Pixels in the Animation, which you'll join us next time when we'll be reviewing 3 more episodes from Mega Man, those being The Strange Island of Dr. Wily. Oh no. Showdown at Red Gulch. When's Bugs Bunny gonna show up in that one? And Terror at the Seven Seas. Okay, wait a minute. We already had a 7 Seas. We already had a 20,000 Leaks episode. Do we really need Terror at the 7 Seas? For now, I am TFG1Mike with...
TV's Mr. Neil.
Steve Megatron Phillips.
Tune in next time and help us find the pixels in the animation.
Where'd they go?